Hey Anna,
Hello.
hi Anna, good
Hi,
to see
Ayana.
you again.
It's great to see you again. It's nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Hey, James, do you know Ayana's middle name is Jade as well? Did you know that
Yeah.
before?
No,
hmm Ayana
no
Jade.
way.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
crazy.
wow, that's nice. So, wow, you have a very beautiful room there. Is that your room?
This is my room. I'm a
Yeah, we
decorator.
have
I
the
like to
same
decorate
thing.
things. There's like tons everywhere. Everywhere. It's like
Wow,
an explosion of my personality on my walls.
so
Okay, those are little records.
Yeah.
Um, and there's a big poster there. What's the poster
A
about?
poster. I have like a movie wall, so it's all movies. That's like my big thing, my big interest. I'm really into watching movies. I want to go
Oh,
to school for theater, so I'm an actor. So I think that's why I
no
like.
way.
Yeah.
oh,
Oh,
did you
have
play
you been?
anything?
No, I haven't been in anything big. I've just gone to school for it for a long time, and I want to continue and probably start my career soon, which is exciting.
Wow, what's
Yeah.
your favorite movie?
Oh, that's a hard one. I would say, have you guys
Top
watched the
five,
movie?
top three?
Yeah, top five, I think, is what I always do because it's hard to pick just one.
Okay.
But I really like the How to Train Your Dragon movie. You guys have seen that one? Or maybe heard of
Which
it?
one?
It's like an animated movie. It's called How to Train Your Dragon.
Oh, yeah, 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 of
Oh, the
Yeah,
course. Yeah.
Dragon.
that's like, I'm big on nostalgia. So all of these movies are like ones from my childhood. I love Forrest Gump. That's like second.
No,
Yeah,
Okay.
I love those.
you're not that
Classic.
old.
Yeah,
You're
well,
not
I grew
that
up with a
old.
lot of like 80s movies. Like, I love those types. I love Stand By Me. I don't know if you guys have seen that one.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's a
That's
really old movie.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
one of
think.
my favorites.
Uh, yeah. Oh, wow. You actually watch a lot of movies then.
I do, I do. Yeah, that's my big thing. That's what I do with my days
Oh, okay. So, what's your So what are you doing right now, Ian?
in life.
Well, first of all, why did you agree to come on our podcast?
I thought it'd be fun. I've never been on a podcast before, and you were very cool and very personable. So I was like, okay, this will
Oh,
probably.
really?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, thank you. Well, Jade is a much nicer person, to be honest with you.
She's lovely too. You both are
Yeah.
lovely.
Take the credit.
Okay. Yeah. So, So, like, I know you're starting your career as a, you want to start your career as a actress.
hmm
Uh, can you tell us a little bit on, like, why did you want to become an actress?
hmm
Because you're obviously intelligent, smart, and beautiful. You can do whatever you want. But why do you want to become an actress?
I love this question. Well, I knew from a very young age what I wanted to do, which I think is very lucky because a lot of people don't. And I'm very good at it, which is interesting. That's one of the main reasons I want to do it because I think it's the one thing I'm good at. Not the one thing I'm good at, but the one thing I am really good at. And I thrive under high pressure situations, which is a lot to do with acting. And I'm very interested in like the human psyche and subconscious. And that's, I feel like, what acting is, just discovering different characters, reasons for doing things. I'm very into that and like self-improvement and things. So I feel like I'm thinking a lot about that in my daily life if I wasn't even going down this path. So those are a lot of the things. I love movies. I was very drawn to them as a kid. It was like a way for me to escape a lot of times. So I don't know. I've always just known. It's hard to explain it because it's just always been like a feeling, if that makes sense.
Wow.
Why don't you go to Hollywood then? Do you think it's like better
Well,
place?
I think that the jump straight into a career without any schooling is a lot harder just because it's a very competitive business and I do want a theater background, a solid education so that it's on my resume so that it makes it a little easier for me to step in that world and even just continue my career because a lot of actors who do just start off just auditioning for things and get roles, even later on in life, it is hard for them to hold on to accolade and to earn respect from their peers. So I kind of want to put my foot in the door a little bit with school. And I think I would thrive in like competitive, like high energy environment like that. I feel like that's what I'm looking for, like structure, which is
Do you think like nowadays it's so easy to make like videos? Everyone has a like iPhone, they can make a short film, the short videos, and they can publish on social media, and they become like boom famous right away. So,
Mhm.
like, do you still think the professional education is necessary to become like I mean, someone who play in front of a like a camera.
I don't think it's necessary at all. I think you can do it without 100%. And I do plan to do things outside of, my education just because the schools I want to go to, they're a little strict where it's kind of like you have to only audition during summer. So it's a little trickier, but I do want to build a resume and a reel and a career before that, which I think is important. But for me, I know the business is a very hard one mentally because there's a lot of failure and it takes a really long time to gain success. And I know for me, I think it would help to have kind of a background in it. You know what I mean? Like a standing before I go in and kind of throw myself into it. I am someone who does like a plan and does really like structure and kind of like a solid foundation, if that makes sense. Because it is a very unpredictable like career path and choice to go down. So I kind of want as much stability as I can get, if that makes sense.
Do you think with a degree like it's it works this way? Like even in the future, you couldn't be probably playing in front of a camera, but you can be like other professionals in the same industry.
Hmm.
That the degree would help in that way. Would you take that like as your plan B?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely want to do theater first. So I want to do plays and things like that. Which and like Shakespeare, I guess. Yeah. So all of that definitely first. I think it teaches you a lot of the basics, the foundations you need to know. And then I want to eventually do film. I think that's the end goal, just because that is where the money is a lot of the times. And it's always kind of been my dream to be there, but I am better at theater. So I think that's why I gravitate towards it.
So
So,
talent and the professional training, do you think which one is more important to become a actress?
I think training is important. Talent can only bring you so far. But I think if you want to make it to where I'm kind of thinking I want to go to, I think it's very, very important to hone your talent and your skill and to work on it. Like talent can only, yeah, it can only bring you a certain level of success or, get you certain roles. If I want to kind of be more of a, I don't know, I want to be a shapeshifter in a bit and I kind of want to have a lot of range as an actor. So I feel like that takes a lot of work, if that makes sense.
mm,
Yeah.
Definitely.
so obviously we all watch a lot of movies, and I read a couple things about how to become an actor. It's just kind of sort of a side interest. I realized in different subjects. So, what kind of actors are you? Are you what do they call method actors, or uh, actually I only know heard about method actors because I
Yeah,
just
method
watched
is the biggest one.
Charlie Sheen's
Yeah.
documentary a couple
Yeah,
days
I have to
ago.
watch that one.
So what kind of actors are you?
I definitely am not method. That
No?
is no, I don't think I could be method. And I think everyone's method in a way, just because you do have to give yourself over to the character in a sense, but some people are more extreme than others. Like Daniel Day-Lewis is way more extreme than anybody else, but it does pay off. It just at what cost? I think that's definitely the big ask. But for me, I'm very much like I'm similar to Anne Hathaway, where she connects emotionally in her own personal life to a lot of the characters, and I think that's how I find my way through it. And also, I don't know, especially now that I'm working through my university auditions, I'm really finding my own process. So everything is kind of changing from how I used to be. But I think I'm finding that out, what type of actress I am and how I work and how I want to work.
Mhm.
I like the like this like being an actress because you can experience like different stories like
Completely,
almost
yeah.
experience different lives, right? Different
Yeah,
characters' life.
yeah.
So it feels like you live like multiple lives than many people.
Completely.
Yeah,
I
right?
think so. Yeah, it's such a great, that's one of the things that draws me the most to it is the shift in perspective. I feel like perspective is everything in life. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It could, I feel like being able to control your perspective as well is something that's so powerful. And that's literally the job. So I feel that it'll help me a lot in my own personal life. Like a lot of acting, I feel has helped me work through a lot of my own like mental blocks and I went to therapy because of it and I'm working on myself a lot just to get to certain places and I think it's benefited my life in a very positive way.
definitely.
Yes.
You met
this
James at the pub, right? So you work part-time
Yeah.
there?
Yeah, I work part-time as a bartender there. While I'm just finishing up school, and then I want to get a second job to save up for university, and then I should be going in August or so. Yeah.
So
uh,
working at a pub, you will be able to say like many different like customers, like as
Completely,
observer
yes.
thing. Did you pick that part-time job because of like you want to observe like different people and to like listen to different stories?
Definitely. And it also just helps with the socializing factor. I'm not in school or anything like that. I'm not really around people my age at all. So I kind of have to, like flex the socializing muscles a little bit, and it really helps. I've always known I wanted to do it. And also just mixing drinks is fun. I like it. Yeah,
Ayana
exactly.
make Ayana makes good drinks. But Ayana, this question always puzzles me. So every time we see a young actor, I always wonder where they draw their inspirations from. Because when you're a person, you have to go through a lifetime, and you through this lifetime, you learn, you gain a lot of experiences, and somehow you develop insights. And I always feel acting is about relating to these experiences. So, as a young person, how do you relate to some experiences that you have never encountered before? Let's say, I don't know, this could be a wrong example. Let's say, uh, the script requires you to be a couple with some other man, but you have never fallen in love before with
Hmm.
a person like that. How do you translate that feelings to the screen that could be believable?
Hmm. That is actually the one thing that I think I struggle with the most, especially working on my university applications and things like that. That was the one block that I was working through, just how to relate. I remember my acting teacher, I had to play like a drug addict or something like that. And
Yeah.
you have to go outside of yourself. You have to do a lot of research, which helps. And it is just about observing other people, but also it's about finding the little things that relate to your own life, like the pain of it all. Because if you think about humans, our experiences are so different, but our pain and our feelings are relatively the same, and they're relatively, universal, I would say. And so it is kind of just digging deep enough to where you can find the similarity, where it's kind of like our humanity and how it connects. And then the outside things have a different effect, and you just have to calculate it. It's kind of very analytical in some ways, the way you go about it and the research of it all, which I kind of am drawn to because it's just so, what's the word? Just fascinating. I find it very interesting to dive deep into different parts of the human mind, if that makes sense. Parts that I've never explored myself. Like even the thing that you said about relationships and being in love, it is also kind of a vulnerability thing where you kind of have to let yourself, what's the words I'm looking for? Give yourself over to the experience. And it's interesting how some actors say that, I don't know, they can separate themselves from it in a way, which I think is healthy and it's true, but I don't think you can ever fully separate yourself from another person and experiencing something with another person like head on. Like when
Oh,
you are falling in love with someone, you have to find things about that actual person that you could love and then learn to love them in front of the camera or wherever you're doing it. So it's a very vulnerable, sometimes embarrassing, scary thing to do, I think.
yeah. I don't know whether you've seen this movie or not. Heath Ledger was in a movie in one of the Batman movie, and he played
Hmm.
Joker.
Yeah, I
And
love that.
before this movie was released, I think either he died or committed suicide or something. But
Hmm.
when I went to watch this movie, I was so impressed with his acting. Like, like I think if I had his job, I would have gone crazy. Like, so I think acting is one of the toughest job out there. It's not just competition, but to draw that something from inside of you and show it to the world, I think
Hmm.
that's extremely difficult because we are, I mean, I don't know if you heard this or not, but we all have three presentations of ourselves: public, private, and secret. So I think this actors they somehow bring the not just the private part, but the secret part of themselves and to put on the screen. So That's very courageous.
I'm glad that you said that. I feel like a lot of people don't understand that part of it at all. It is
Hmm.
extremely, and I'm not saying this just about myself, but the profession in general. I think it's a very taxing profession. I think it does ask a lot of yourself and it just asks so much vulnerability. And that's very hard. It makes you look at yourself, which is, I think, a lot of reasons why a lot of actors have different distractions in their lives a lot of the times when they reach a certain level, just because it is
Hmm.
hard to give yourself so much of yourself to the audience or to whoever's doing it without going crazy, like you said.
Yeah.
I think it's a fine line, especially with people who are so method like Heath Ledger or even like Christian Bale. Remember he did a movie called The Machinist and
Oh yeah.
he
Also,
lost a lot of weight for it. It was a great he did amazing in it. And usually the performances whenever you go very method are extremely impressive and and brings a lot of accolades, but it's tricky because you do lose yourself. You do lose yourself to it. So it's a fine balance, I think.
But how do you switch it back? How do you switch it off? Because somebody like Daniel Day-Lewis, obviously he's doing amazing work all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
So how do you switch it back to your normal self?
It's important. I mean, there are some tricks that people use. Like to get
Mm.
into character, they'll have maybe like a song they'll play or scent they'll smell to kind of compartmentalize the different parts of themselves, which can, I think it's something that humans use when they try to cope with things. When they're going through difficult times, you kind of have to separate your life in a way to be able to keep going, if that makes sense. I think it's the same thing. I don't know if it's the healthiest thing, if I'm being honest, now that I'm thinking about it, but I know there is a way to do it. Just not living in
Wow.
the character fully. I think that is definitely not for the weak. It's for
Mhm.
specific people.
I heard the stories like the actress and actors because they were too into the story and the of the characters and they couldn't get out and they well became like depressed. So it's kind of like dangerous. Is there any insurance for that type of situation?
Honestly, it is kind of acting is such a mental game where it's like you just have to be mentally equipped and healthy and strong enough to be able to stand that. I remember the same role that I was trying to do. I was struggling with it for a while because it was the role of an addict, and I had to do a lot of research. Um, and it was very upsetting because you have to look into these people's lives who are, at rock bottom, and you have to feel the same feelings that they're feeling, which is never something you want to do, if that makes sense. It's never something that is enjoyable ever. Um, and so having a way to come out of it and I don't know, having kind of a line within yourself to say, I don't really want to cross this. Like, I will give myself up to this role as much as I can, but there's a certain part of me that won't let the darkness in fully because then you kind of lose yourself in the process. It's a very hard balance, but you feel it. You feel when it's too much. You know what I mean? And when you maybe should take a break. And some people who are very ambitious, they maybe ignore that feeling, if that makes sense.
Yeah, understand.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
is
very
there
interesting.
any sort of a character you would never play, or you are open to everything?
I think murderers, I don't think it would ever be something. You have to go to a very dark place. I don't know if you guys know Evan Peters. He played I think it was I don't think it was Ted Bundy. I think
Oh,
it was a serial killer, a very famous one. And he's played serial killers before, and he goes into very just dark places of the human mind, places that you won't even really have to explore as a normal person. Um, and it's terrifying to have to put yourself in that place and feel the same things as this person. And it's scary because you realize that you could, not that you're the same, but that you could succumb to the same things. And because you're putting yourself under such circumstances where it's like you're breeding the same type of feelings within yourself. And I don't know if I ever want to question that darkness within myself. I don't think I ever want to find out if, certain things are
Yeah,
looming in my mind. I think I'd rather just let that lay.
How about Ghost? Or
Yeah, Ghost is totally fine. I'm okay with anything that's fictional, anything that's a little too like, biopic. It's a little iffy. A little
fiction?
too, yeah, a little too close to real, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense, but
Okay, so
yeah.
it's fake, so it's not scary then, basically.
Yeah, because I think when you're studying a real person too, there's so much information out there that you could just get lost in it. Like usually with character creation, you're coming up with a lot of these things with your own head and in your own mind. But with real people, especially like serial killers or famous bad people, there's so much to go off of. Too much to go off of.
How about nudity? Are you okay?
Nudity is a tough one as well. I'm quite young, so right now I don't think I would be okay with it just because, yeah, it's a certain demographic, especially I look very young as a whole, so it's a certain type of attention maybe I'm not ready for at all. But when I'm older, I don't know.
Or what if it's Christian Nolan, very old?
Okay, see, I feel like that's maybe not that fair because if it was Christopher Nolan, definitely I think anyone would do that. But but under normal circumstances, like maybe it was like a short film or something. I know people dip their toes into it quite early on in their careers, and I don't know if I want to maybe do that personally. No judgment to anyone who does. It's just I don't think it's the road for me.
Fair.
So Ayana, I think it's like having talking to you, I find it really interesting. You actually have a lot, uh, provide us a lot of insights I've never heard before. So
Really?
what's it involved for you to do a university applications? Because your life experiences seems to be vastly more than the regular people at your age. So what's
Yeah.
your university application look like?
A lot of it, yeah. I mean, I just started writing them, so a lot of it is just about my love for acting, but a lot of it is about my life and how I got to this place because I feel like growing up, I had chronic anxiety and I couldn't really be around people like that. I couldn't speak in front of people. It went directly against everything that an actor does. And my whole life I knew I wanted to be one. And so it was kind of a weird feeling knowing that I felt not capable to do the thing I knew I was supposed to do, if that makes sense. And so now in life, I feel very grateful that I was able to overcome everything that I've been through because now I am able to completely give myself to the craft and do what I've always wanted to do because I never really thought it was, not that I didn't think it was possible, it was just very far away before. And now it's really close and it's exciting.
So, Ayana, as you can see, Jade and I are Asian, and
Mhm.
our Asian parents, I believe, they always have some sort of expectations in terms of
Yeah.
what we should do, what we can do. How about your parents? Did when you told them that you want to become an actress, what was their reaction like?
My mom, she grew up with very strict Asian parents. I think like
Oh,
majority of
really?
people, yes, yes. And she was a very creative individual, and so she went through a lot of what you're talking about. And I think because of that, she was very gracious and accepting and supportive to me and my entire, like all my siblings' goals in life. And we're all very artistic by nature. It just runs in the family. My mom's a tattoo artist, and she's been doing in the art world her like whole life. And so I knew that that was something I excelled in, and I knew that was something I would want to go into, something that made me happy. And I was just supported my whole life. I mean, I went to art schools from grade 5 up until probably
Oh,
university. So I've been, yeah, I've been on that path, which is I'm very grateful for. Even my grandparents as well, they're very supportive just because I think they saw the success that my mom got through art and she's doing very well in the tattooing business. And so I think that made them a little more open, if that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Artist, actress is also artist, right? So
Mhm.
probably you got the
Very
gist.
similar. Yeah.
I wonder, like now, have you or like in your school, in your program, did it talk anything about the like now the AI technology? Because in Hollywood, like a lot of actors, actresses, they went on strike to protest against the AI technology to take over the industry. I wonder, are you still confident? You feel like in the future it's still gonna be worth it, to become actress, or you think maybe it's gonna be like you're gonna too hard to compete against the all the AI technology?
It's
Or
so
did you
interesting.
learn anything at school, like, or your teacher talk about that?
I did leave school earlier than I was supposed to. So I left in the beginning of grade 12. So a lot of it was just homeschooled. And I think back then, even though it wasn't that long ago, AI recently became a very big topic in the last year. I would even say like months that it's become very prevalent, which is scary. But no, I've never been talked to about AI rising up in the industry by teachers or anything like that. I know that it is a thing, but I'm I'm not going to say I'm very confident because I actually just don't know what's going to happen at all. I don't think anyone does. But I would say I'm pretty confident that it's going to take a while for AI to replace art in all forms, just because the human mind and creativity is such a different world than anything you could program or anything that can be learnt from. I don't know. I think it's just a different thing. I think it shows, our souls, if that makes sense. And I don't think that could be replicated very easily.
Oh, that's very insightful. That I think there's definitely some truth to what you're saying. So Ayana, we only have like maybe 5 or 7 minutes left remaining. I know you've been uh trying to build up your career, and obviously you've been a good observer of human conditions. Can you share some of the stories or funny stories or scary stories you see at the workplaces or just in life in general? You find it's just amusing or why are they doing that type of thing?
Definitely. There's a bunch of them. I mean, I in high school I had a time. I was friends with every person under the sun, and there are some definitely interesting people out there. Even today at work, I'll say this one. There was a guy who came by. He was with a friend, and he was very particular. He wanted pickle juice. He wanted a whole glass of pickle juice, and I got him his glass of pickle juice. And he wanted another glass of pickle juice, and he was berating everyone for pickle juice. And I find it's not even funny. I just find it interesting how some people cling to certain things and make it a part of the personality, and it says so much about them. Like, even though this guy just wanted pickle juice, I could tell he was a little bit weird, a little quirky. He was a bit of a character. You know what I mean? He has a bit of a sense of, I think he has a bit of a sense of humor because ordering pickle juice twice at a bar is a little ridiculous. I mean, I don't think it's funny. I think it's just interesting. I
Hmm.
find people like that who cling to certain parts of themselves.
Hmm.
I find that very fascinating because I think they want you to know who they are without telling you who they are. I know it's a
Hmm.
lot to get from just a guy who wants pickle juice, but like that's what I've been thinking about today specifically.
That's interesting. I never thought of that one. Uh, how much did you guys charge for that pickle juice?
I don't even think we charged anything, if I'm being honest. We couldn't
Okay.
even like punch it in, so we were like, okay, on the house. I don't think we charged him anything.
Was
Lucky
it
guy.
how many? Like the
We
pickle.
ordered like 2 glasses of pickle juice and then we ran out because they sucked the pickles dry. Like there was no more pickle juice. Can't really do much without any juice. Yeah.
So next time, can we go to your bar and ask for free pickle juice?
I think you could. I
Yeah.
honestly think you could. If that guy's not there and taking all the pickle juice away, I'm sure I'll get you both glasses. Interesting
Uh,
though. Interesting choice of beverage.
which place is this? Is that the place where we met?
Yeah. I don't know if
Okay.
you've ever seen the guy. His name is Andrew. He's always ordering pickle juice. It's his favorite thing.
I used to go there more often, but right now I don't. I only
Yeah.
go there like maybe once every 2, 3 weeks, so it's not
Mm-hmm.
often anymore.
Hmm.
But okay, wow, that's very interesting. Jade, what do you think? Like, is
Me?
there anything you
You
want?
have two J's
Yeah.
from you.
Okay.
I'm kidding.
I was like,
The
huh?
Totoro Jade. Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, it's very fascinating. Just last question for you, Ayana. Like, if you can choose which character you will play, like, What's your
What would it be?
yeah, play in a movie?
I've always wanted to play someone in a dystopian world. It doesn't have to be anything. It could be something based off a book. I remember watching The Hunger Games as a kid and just being so just mesmerized because I think I would thrive under that particular scenario. I don't know, just survival instincts. I have a lot of dreams that are very high intensity. I'm like in survival mode in my dreams all the time, which I don't know if it says a lot about me, but I would really like to be in a dystopian film. That's like my dream.
Okay, sounds fascinating. Thank you so much. I wish you great success, and then one day you're gonna play in the movie you like, and
Thank
we're
you.
gonna see in the big screen. You're gonna hit the big box office.
I hope so. I actually hope so. Thank you guys.
Thank you very much.
It was
Thank
great
you,
talking to you.
our guest.
I'll see you there. Bye.
Okay. Bye,
Take
guys.
care.
Bye.
Bye.